Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about a few different things. First, I want to talk about the drama that's going on with the cosmetics brand Tarte and their recent influencer trip. There has been a lot of fallout and a lot of discussion as far as unfair treatment of influencers and some of the shady ways that these brands kind of behave. Then I also want to discuss Jackson Mahomes' recent arrest. And lastly, I want to talk about a mom who recently shared her experience with her baby monitor being hacked by a creepy individual. So I'm just going to talk about everything in one video. Hopefully that's good with you guys. But if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so let's kick this off with the Tarte drama that is surrounding their recent trip. They were taking influencers to this Formula One race, and this influencer, her name is Bria Jones, and she on TikTok has 461,000 followers. She was invited to this trip, and when she took a look at her plane ticket and her itinerary, she was caught off guard because she wasn't going to actually be at the location for the Formula One race. She was going to be there for the kind of festivities and parties happening before the race, and she would be sent home before the race day. And obviously, unfair treatment of influencers when we're talking about Black creators is a huge discussion that has been happening on social media for a few years now. Ever since influencers became so mainstream, going back to the YouTube beauty guru days, it's been a big discussion. The unfair treatment is extremely obvious. Even if you are a casual viewer of beauty content, you can see how, if you're a white beauty guru, they would kind of rise to the top very quickly, and you would, for every 5 white influencers, you might see 1 Black or brown influencer kind of go through the ranks with those 5 white influencers. It's very obvious. It's not a conspiracy. It's not something that people are having, quote, fake outrage over. It's valid. It's a concern. My outlook on influencers has changed over the years. And while I don't want to discount or dismiss the conversation around Black and brown influencers being treated fairly, I would like to talk about just the position that influencers are put in when it comes to living a life of luxury, being able to create content for a living, receiving free makeup, receiving free vacations from brands when a lot of their followers will never even leave the country that they live in. A lot of them have no clue what it's like to go on an international flight or visit another country. When it comes to Tarte specifically, obviously they are a brand. Everything is money, marketing, impressions, engagement. That's what they care about. At the end of the day, these brands don't actually care about your feelings. They are going to bring people along on this trip based on the number of followers that they have, and the people that are going to be there for the actual event are going to be the people that have multi-million number of followers. That's just the way it is because they are a business. Is it fair? Not necessarily. But when you look at Bria, she has over 400,000 subscribers. Of course, they're going to have the influencers that have 4, 5, 6 million followers there on the actual race day. In my opinion, this continues a super important topic. But I can also say that I don't usually have a lot of pity for influencers because they live a life of privilege. They receive all of this free stuff that, most people can't even imagine receiving the amount of free product that these influencers receive, they're able to make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars from the comfort of their own home. They don't need to work a real job. All that they care about is selling you product. It all comes down to selling product. That's all that it comes down to from the brand's perspective and the influencer's perspective. And the followers are just customers. That's all that they are. I am a little bit 50-50 on this situation because I don't think that it's cool to treat people unfairly, but at the same time, they're all in it for their own net worth. They're all in it to make money. Tarte wants to have the most popular influencers there on the actual day of the event, which was a race in this situation. And influencers are going on these trips that nobody could even imagine going on. These influencers are extremely spoiled. I've seen quite a few creators who don't look at their followers as customers, and they're just there to make content and move on with their day. And I get it, at a certain point in time, everyone kind of can make the choice to turn it into a business or keep it just them making content. And most of them end up turning it into a business because they see how lucrative it is. But at the end of the day, as far as somebody being invited and not being there for the actual race, do I have a lot of actual pity? No, I feel bad for people who were laid off from their jobs and have been out of work for 8 months. I feel bad for the parents who are trying to figure out how they're going to feed their kids dinner next week. I feel bad for the people who haven't taken a vacation in 7 years because they don't have money. I feel bad for the people who are living paycheck to paycheck and would really love to buy themselves a new lipstick, but they just can't because money is that tight. Those are the people that I feel really bad for. When it comes to me dispersing my pity on social media, I feel bad for people that are not influencers, and you can love me or hate me for that. I don't really care. But I feel bad for people who are struggling financially, and these influencers are not struggling financially. It's the exact opposite. And I know that money can't solve everything, but let's be honest, having money as, being financially secure solves a whole lot of stress issues as far as being an adult on this planet. Let's be honest.
I woke up pretty sad this morning and I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things. We've had our share of mistakes and I definitely want to take responsibility for them. But sometimes miscommunications happen. I see my team working so hard and I just want to clear the air on a couple things. We have been hosting trips with creators for well over a decade, and the biggest thing to me, like the most important takeaway, is that they have fun. It's not about the actual post. Anyone that's been on a trip with me can definitely attest to that for sure. It's important. I want people to be happy. I want them to have a good time. It's just like in my nature. In my experience growing up in a house of 7 with a lot of siblings, I just love having a lot of people around. So, when I go on vacations, I'm just very much like a more the merrier type of person. So when you're going on a trip in a house, not every room can be the same. And for me, I valued having, more people there as opposed to just having just a few people, a handful of people, and having them just be in the big rooms and having the small rooms be empty. And this weekend, we're going to F1, and I wasn't thinking about what's going on at the track. I was just thinking, how can we get the most people to just have this fabulous experience? So we made a plan for everyone to have one day at the racetrack, one really nice dinner, and one really fun night at the club. So everybody was coming for the same amount of time, and I was really excited to hang out with so many, really cool creators. And every day had a mix of big creators and up and coming creators, and nothing was decided based on the follower count. I mean, I wish I had the amount of followers that these creators had. And I thought we were gonna hang out at the VIP cabanas and really just enjoy that weekend. But it turns out that people really wanted to go to, that Sunday race. It was important to them. And I realized that the things that were important to me are maybe not important to everybody else. So the team and I quickly adjusted. We got a ton of extra tickets. And so everybody can go to whichever day that they want. I'm all about lifting up others and making people feel good. So I couldn't imagine making someone feel sad or, just like hurting someone's feelings. Even though I was feeling a little bummed, a lot of you sent me really nice messages. You guys are the freaking best. It's gonna be a great weekend.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on really quick and say thank you for your messages. I wanted to update you that I've been in contact with Maureen and the Tarte team, and we are very much so on the same page with everything. There was miscommunication on both ends, and I recognize my mistake in responding so quickly and publicly, but Tarte has done a great job of working through the situation with me. So I know we're both glad to be moving forward in a positive way. For my mental health, I'll be taking a break from TikTok. That is why I deactivated my account. But I'm looking forward to, just getting in a better place and reconnecting with you guys soon.
Now, Tarte CEO, her response, which I will play for you guys, there's a mixed crowd. Some people are saying that influencers should be grateful that they're invited on these trips. The other half are saying you're not addressing the real issue. You're gaslighting people. You're manipulating, saying that it's a miscommunication when it's not a miscommunication. I almost feel like brands should just get rid of brand trips. They have been problematic for a long time, and these brands don't make any changes to make it better. So why not just 86 it? Use that to send your products to smaller influencers and help build their platforms up. When you see an influencer who is, super consistent, honest, connecting with their audience, being genuine, why not send them a PR package? I know that it always comes back to money, but if you get rid of these stupid brand trips that cost tens of thousands of dollars easily, then that would allocate more money to maybe helping somebody who is a smaller creator, who is consistent, genuine, and just looking to review products. That's basically what their gig is. So I don't know, like, it's an important conversation, but at the end of the day, for me personally, as far as having true pity and sorrow for people, for me, it's just not going to influencers, despite the fact that I realize that this is an unfair situation and it's not cool and all of those things. It should be talked about and it should be acknowledged. And like I said, I think the brand trips need to just go in the garbage where they belong. But for me, as far as having like true sorrow, I just can't, and that's just me. Now let's talk about Jackson Mahomes. This guy is one of those TikTokers that makes my skin crawl and has for a really long time. He is the younger brother of Patrick Mahomes, which is the Kansas City quarterback. And talk about riding coattails. A lot of people want to throw around riding coattails all around on YouTube constantly. There could not be a better example of riding coattails than what this dude is doing with his brother. Just constantly on the sidelines doing these cringy TikToks. He really pissed me off big time when he was dancing on Sean Taylor's memorial. That sent me way over the edge. I didn't discuss that on my channel, but the kid is just in the group of scumbags of the internet, and this confirms it. His recent behavior. It says Jackson Mahomes, a social media influencer and brother of Kansas City Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes, is facing a trio of felony charges. Mahomes, who is 22, was charged with 3 felony counts of aggravated sexual battery and a 4th misdemeanor count of battery related to incidents that occurred at a Kansas City restaurant in February. He was arrested on Wednesday and was later released on the same day from Johnson County Jail after posting $100,000 bond, according to online jail records obtained by Oxygen.com. Authorities allege in court documents that Mahomes unlawfully touched a person without consent with the intent to arouse or satisfy sexual desires of the offender or another, and unlawfully and knowingly cause physical contact with another person in a rude, insulting, or angry manner. Overland police say Mahomes allegedly forcibly kissed the owner of an Overland Park restaurant and shoved a male server in separate situations. Surveillance video of the suspected sexual battery, which circulated online in the aftermath of one of the encounters, showed Mahomes kissing the 40-year-old of Aspen's restaurant and bar lounge. The police department is aware of an incident that occurred on February 25th, 2023, at a business near 151st and Metcalf. The department is still investigating. Releasing any additional information would be inappropriate at this time, and they list the number 4 tips. Mahomes, who declined to comment on the charges Wednesday, was trailed by a band of TV reporters as he departed the detention facility. The 22-year-old, who wore a tucked polo shirt as a handler escorted him to a waiting vehicle, remained silent as the reporters hurled questions at him. So we'll see what happens with that. But entitlement, ego, arrogance, all of the things. You think that you're above the law? Do you think that these people actually want to be bothered by you? Do you think they want to be pushed? Do you think that they want to be kissed? Do you think they want their face grabbed? Nobody wants that, and you're a nobody, and now you're paying for it. So I hope that he gets more than a slap on the wrist, because as we know, wealthy people usually end up getting away with a lot more than your average person would. I hope that that does not happen in this situation. I really hope it doesn't. But this guy's a creep. He has made my skin crawl for so long, and I always thought he gave off just like super creepy vibes, and obviously he's showing everybody exactly who he is. So let's hope that he is actually held accountable. I will keep an eye on it and insert an update in an upcoming video when one is available. Now let's move on to this creator. Her name is Corinne Adele. She has 331,000 followers, and she shared just a couple days ago, "Our baby monitor got hacked." So let's listen to what she has to say, and then I'll give my thoughts.
Our outlet camera got hacked, and someone has been talking to my son at night. I have noticed over the past couple of weeks to a couple of months, he's been unplugging his camera. So I asked my husband, I was like, hey, can you plug his camera back in? And my son starts crying, and he's like, I don't want my camera plugged in. I don't want my camera plugged in. Someone talks to me at night and it scares me. Someone wakes me up and talks to me and I'm scared. I don't want my camera plugged in. Me and my husband do not talk to him through the camera, so it definitely has not been us. Me and my husband looked at each other completely terrified, and we reassured him that we would not be plugging his camera in, that he was safe. We prayed over him in his room, and we put him back to bed. Immediately we go to change the password in our Owlet app, because we have 2 cameras. We have one in my daughter's room and one in my son's room. And as soon as we change the password, this is the notification we get. Right here, it says, this password has appeared in a data leak, which puts this account at a high risk for compromise. You should change your password immediately. Who the heck knows how long someone has had our password and has been messing with my son? Owlet never notified us. And the only reason we didn't know about this sooner is because our son thought it was us talking to him. So whoever was talking to him was telling him that it was his mom and dad. Needless to say, we're running to Target today to pick up the Infant Optics camera because it does not use Wi-Fi. If you're able to, get rid of your Wi-Fi cameras, because there have been data breaches, data leaks, and people are hacking into baby monitors left and right just to mess with people, and it's terrifying.
This is a mommy vlogger. She shows her children a fair amount. Now, she doesn't show them like maybe some other people that I cover show them, but she definitely overshares, and she did overshare in the beginning of that video, which I will cut out of what I share. But here's the whole thing. People need to take internet safety courses, because these Wi-Fi cameras are constantly getting hacked. There are constant issues with them, and you are trusting this Wi-Fi camera in the most intimate parts of your home, your children's bedrooms, your bedroom. So I think that maybe taking an internet safety course would not only allow people to see that there are so many issues with these Wi-Fi cameras, but it might also change this lady's perspective on showing her children online. Because if we're going to talk about issues with Wi-Fi cameras, we also need to talk about what people are doing with children's images online and able to recreate very problematic content featuring your children. And once we know it's back to basics, but Once you put your child online, there's no getting that back. Even if you delete the video, how many saves does it have? What about screenshots? What about people resharing it on, quote, fan pages, which are so weird? But yeah, this is a problem. I'm glad that she talked about it because based on her comments, there were some people in there who had no clue that this could even happen, and maybe they should take internet safety courses as well. But yeah, like don't trust a Wi-Fi camera in the most intimate parts of your home. Now, the last thing I want to fill you guys in on before I close this video out is an update on Ken. I've been covering Ken in the past few videos that I've done. Now, I want to talk about this. Ken, to me, he didn't learn his lesson. He got caught. And the reason why I don't think that he really learned his lesson is because his videos that are full of allegedly half-truths and all kinds of misinformation are still listed up on his TikTok, which he's still making money by the problematic content that he created. And supposedly ForeSyte has parted ways with him. I will try to find that TikTok and share it with you guys. But I don't think I'm going to cover Ken anymore unless something noteworthy happens.
I don't really want to spend much time on it, but I feel like the news is probably relevant to some people. Here it is. ForeSyte and Ken have decided to part ways. I'm going out to enjoy this beautiful day. Do what you will with this.
Ken is just a problem. He's a problem, and I don't like how he throws around defamation and slander like a lot of other YouTubers do. It's just the cheapest way that you can say, I don't like your opinion. You're slandering me. You're defaming me. Get bent, Ken. You got caught. That's the problem, and now you're having a meltdown. So either way, those are going to be my thoughts for now. I have another video coming on Jessica Kemp because I was sent something that was recently uncovered that is absolutely shocking, and I think it needs to be its own video so that people watch it and, you know, people who are following this will engage and find the video. And I've also got an update on the Doherty dozen coming. So either way, those are going to be my thoughts for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.